Hi, Shane here. You're watching Sam for God, and this is Mark. Check her out.
So hi guys, hope you're all well and Happy New Year to everybody. In 2013 I saw a lot of shows, both musicals and plays, not just in London but everywhere around the UK and also in America as well, in New York. And in each of these shows there was some great memorable performances by some great performers. And so I thought I'd do a little list of my top 10 favourite performances of 2013. In this list I've included people who I saw perform in their specific roles for the first time in 2013. So most of these actors are people who did their specific character or role for the first time this year, and it was the first time that I got to see them as well. There's not going to be a specific order. I mean, I'm going to try and go through them based on the order I saw them in throughout the year, but yeah, it's just going to be my top 10 favourite performances of 2013 basically. So yeah, let's start. The first performer I want to mention is Victoria Hamilton Barrett. Now I'd seen her in a couple of shows before I saw her in Flashdance in 2010, but the show in which she really stood out for me this year was A Chorus Line. She played Diana in the show and she was just incredible every single time I saw her. Her acting is fantastic, she just has a natural charm about her. You can't help but like her when she's on stage because she's just very likeable. I don't know what it is about her. And also she's got a very distinguished, unique, nice, beautiful voice, which makes her songs very enjoyable to listen to, and her dancing's amazing as well, so yeah, I thought she was definitely one of the highlights of Chorus Line. I think pretty much everybody who saw that production said great things about her. So yeah, Victoria Hamilton Barrett. First performer I want to mention. Okay, so the second performer I want to mention, and again this isn't in any particular order, is Cynthia Revo. Now again, I've known of Cynthia Revo for quite a few years. I've seen her in a lot of shows before and she's always been great. But I specifically want to mention her in Lift the musical. Lift is one of my favourite musicals of 2013. It had an incredible cast, honestly every single person in that cast was outstanding. But even with such a talented cast, Cynthia Revo somehow managed to stand out for me. Her performance in Lift was just phenomenal. She has an incredible voice. I mean, I just watched her and I didn't really understand how she could do that. Where did that voice come from, really? She's an incredible performer as well. I mean, her acting is outstanding. So yeah, I just really loved her in Lift. I thought she was great. She's also going into I Can't Sing, the X Factor musical, which is opening next year. So if you want, you can follow her on Twitter and stuff, and yeah, I'm excited to see her in that. The next performer I want to talk about is Nikki DavisJones. Now, Nikki DavisJones is one of my favourite performers anyway. I first discovered her in Wicked about 4 years ago when she was Stand By Elphaba, and I've just loved her in every show she's done since. But the role I want to talk about today is Maureen in Rent. Rent is a show that I saw quite a few times this year, and I never really liked it. I mean, I kind of grew to like it a bit more after I saw it a few times, but I still think that it's a pretty rubbish show in my opinion. I'm sorry, I know there's loads of Rent fans out there. I mean, there's a big cult that like literally loves and adores Rent, but I don't know, I just didn't really get it. But even in a bad show, I can still appreciate good performances. And for me, Nikki's performance in Rent was just something extraordinary. She literally brought Maureen to life and she was so suitable for that character, I think. Her Over the Moon was outstanding, her voice is just beautiful, and her acting as well. Everything about her in that show was great. So yeah, even though I don't like the show, I still enjoyed my time and visits every time I saw it. And Nikki DavisJones is currently on the UK tour of Wicked, by the way, so again, if you want to check her out, I'll put her Twitter name in the description thing below so you can go and follow her if you want. Fourth person I want to talk about is Caroline Deverell. Now Caroline is again one of my absolute favourite performers. I've seen her in quite a few shows. I first discovered her in Billy Elliot when she was playing Mrs. Wilkinson, and I honestly think that she's one of the best actors I've ever seen. She always puts so much into every character, and the show I want to mention it was no different. I saw her in a Fringe show called Owls in the Moss. Now this was a play, it wasn't a musical, and it was in a quite small venue. It was actually part of the Guildford Fringe Festival, and it was back in April of this year, and the play was a new kind of dark thriller type of show, and I really wasn't sure what to expect when I first went to see it, but I loved the play and it was a great show, and the whole cast was great. It only consisted of 3 people, but Caroline's performance definitely stood out. And even though I've seen Caroline in quite a few shows and I've always loved her in everything she's done, I definitely think that her performance in Owls in the Moss was something else, and I just saw a different side to her because for a long time everything she did I just went back to her performance in Billy Elliot and I compared her to how she was in Billy Elliot, but it was just nice to see her in something so different, and her acting was outstanding again. So true, so honest and sincere, and you just can't help but believe her when she's on stage, and that's why she's one of my favourite performers. Right, let's fly to New York now. When I was in New York back in September this year, I saw a few shows, but my favourite show that I saw was Newsies the Musical. And one of the reasons was its main leading man, Cory Cott. He's probably one of my greatest discoveries of 2013, really. He's only young, he's only like 24, I think, and he's a leading man on Broadway, and he's absolutely amazing. His voice, his dancing, his acting, everything about him was just fantastic. You can check out some videos of him in Newsies if you want to, if you just YouTube it. Just type in Cory Cott Newsies or something. I think he's still in the show at the moment, but I don't know if I'll ever get to see him again in that role. Anyway, I really loved him in the show, and hopefully I'll get to see him again in some show. Maybe he can come and do something in London someday, who knows? Right, next next performer. This person is again one of my favourite performers. I've seen her in quite a few shows. I've talked about her in some of my videos before, and it's Kingsley. I went to see the new production of A Midsummer Night's Dream earlier this year, and she was the main reason I went to see it, and she ended up being the best thing about it as well. I mean, I enjoyed the show, I thought it was okay, but her performance was definitely a complete standout in the whole show, and I think everybody else in the audience would agree with me. The show had two big names in it, David Walliams and Sheridan Smith, but Kingsley definitely stole the show. Her comic timing is just outstanding, and her acting and the way she uses her voice, just everything about her performance was great. So yeah, Kingsley was one of my favourite performances of 2013. Right, yet again talking about one of my other favourite musical theatre performers, Diane Pilkington in Mamma Mia. What can I say? I mean, she literally made me enjoy Mamma Mia, something that I thought was absolutely impossible because I've seen Mamma Mia the show before. I went in 2010 and I genuinely hated it. Like, I wanted to leave at the interval. But Diane Pilkington as Donna in the show just brought something new to it and kept me interested with her performance. I've always said that she's one of the best comic actors of all time, in my opinion anyway. I've never seen anybody act like her, and the way she just uses her facial expressions and her comic timing in general is sublime. But it's not just her acting either. She has an incredible voice, a very lovely voice that I could just listen to all day. And yeah, because of her, I've been to see Mamma Mia quite a few times this year, and I'm hoping to go again next year as well before she leaves. So yeah, Diane Pilkington in Mamma Mia. She's absolutely brilliant. Right, 3 more performances to go now. Helena Blackman was a performer that I saw in Seven Brides, Seven Brothers in October this year. I talked about her in my review of the show as well, but she was absolutely brilliant. I mean, she has such a stunning voice. I really want to see her play Glinda or just want some character in Wicked someday, because with that voice, she deserves to be in a show like Wicked. Her acting as well was so genuine, so sincere. She was just one of the best things about a very great show. And again, I can't wait to see her again in that show next year. Right, my 9th favourite performance of 2013 is from pretty much a legend called Wilhelmine Verkaik. And I hope I pronounced her name right. If I didn't, I'm really sorry. And she's the original German Elphaba, and she's played Elphaba in a lot of different countries. That's why I said she's a legend, really. She took over from Louise Dearman and started playing Elphaba in Wicked London in November of this year. And I've already seen her twice, and I think she's outstanding. She really is phenomenal. I can understand why people love her so much. Her voice is just beautiful. She sings those songs. I mean, the Wicked songs aren't easy. The songs for Elphaba really aren't easy, but she sings them so effortlessly. When I saw her the first time, I felt like I was watching Wicked for the first time. Because when I first saw Wicked, when Kerry Ellis was playing Elphaba, it just felt so amazing, and I think Kerry was one of the people, one of the few Elphabas who sang all the Elphaba songs effortlessly. And there hasn't really been an Elphaba like that since, but Wilhelmine definitely is one of those Elphabas, and I think she's incredible. She's only just started in London, and I think she's going to be in the Wicked cast of London for at least another 8 months, so if you haven't seen her, definitely go and see her. She's just great. And it's not just her voice either, I think her acting. She just brings something new to the character of Elphaba, something I've never seen before. She makes her very socially awkward and kind of reserved, and it's just, you feel sorry for Elphaba, and that's a new take on her in my opinion. I don't know, I just really like her portrayal of Elphaba, and I can't wait to see her again in 2014. The last performance I want to talk about of 2013 is Stephen Ashfield in The Book of Mormon. Wow, he is just one of the best things I've ever seen, really. His performance is just hilarious. He's so funny. The character that he plays, just everything about him in that show is brilliant. And again, I've seen Stephen in quite a few shows before, but I've never really noticed what an incredible actor he was until I saw him in The Book of Mormon. If you haven't seen him in Book of Mormon yet, just go and see him, because he delivers an exceptional performance. When he was on stage, I was just laughing just every second of it. So yeah, that's it pretty much. My 10 favourite performances of 2013. There may have been some great performances that I forgot to mention, but these 10 were the ones that stood out to me, the ones that were the most memorable for me. So yeah, I'm going to put the links to all these actors' Twitters in my description thing, so if you want to go and follow them, or if you just want to find out more about them, you can do that. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year. Bye! If you enjoyed this video, why not click on my face right now to watch another video of mine in which I talk about my top 5 new musicals of 2013. Also, if you like theatre and want to watch more reviews on different shows in London and around the world, click on the subscribe button below so you can find out when I upload new videos. Thanks again guys, bye!